how the pavilion is being utilized, and the fact that, you know, if we can get that pavilion a little bit paved and a little bit better, we might be able to have more seniors there. Also, the county executive, Greg Edwards, will be joining us, as well as Kathy Young and Andrew Goodell.
A lot of people you can ask questions of.
It's going to be a banner.
It's mostly going to be a fun day, but they'll be there, you know, just to meet and greet and talk with people.
Right.
We want it to be a fun day for seniors. We do the bingo with the staff has raised a lot of money on their own for this, because of course we cannot use county funds for the picnic. So it's a $5 donation by the seniors. That gets them bingo and the chicken barbecue.
Wow, for $5? Where is this and when?
This is at Midway Park on August 12th, Friday, August 12th.
We're not supposed to be advertising, though, because nobody can come anymore.
Well, there's 520 people coming, I think.
Well, you can come, but just bring your own food.
Well, you might be able to sneak in, too.
Right.
You
know? But we hope next year we can accommodate more people, because it is a great event.
We got to accommodate more than 500.
Well, the problem is there's gravel. You know, it's hard to get around that pavilion. If we could find a bigger place to hold
a huge
it.
tent. Cover all the stupid rides, and there you go. You know.
Well, that's why I invited the parks people to come and see, you know, our picnic, and hopefully get it.
Which brings to mind one more thing I'd like to go.
Sure.
Does anybody know how long Long Point has been charging to get into the park?
Long Point? I don't know.
I really don't.
I think it's fairly recent, because I was out celebrating birthdays with some friends, and the one friend goes there fairly often, and she said this is the first time they've ever done that, because I'd never been down inside the park.
Well, if you call her, if you go over after 6 o'clock, it's free, incidentally.
Well, this was at around 4 o'clock.
Okay,
so
then they paid a bundle.
I think it's only $7.
A bundle, yeah.
I think it's only certain times of the year that they charge during the summer.
I wondered about that, because it seems to me we went down and it was around fall time. They were closed.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they stopped charging to get in the Mayville Park. It used to be they had somebody at the gate.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you walk right in now.
Well, we just wanted to go down and do the big drive around and come out. But for $7, that seemed a little steep, so we did not.
No way. Well, that's one of the little tax raises we received. But oh no, that's not a tax; it's a user fee. Yeah,
well,
right.
It's because they cut the funding to the park. In fact, they closed some of the parks. So, in order for the parks to survive, I'm assuming that's why.
Well, they wanted to close Long Point. Remember?
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm assuming this is why this had to happen. But it was kind of a shock. $7 to drive around and see what. Maybe you might want to come and have a picnic or whatever.
Well, we could have thrown in a line.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that much.
Gee, that is a bundle, isn't it?
I usually go there by bike, so.
Yeah, well, you know, the New York State Park system was set up originally to be free. It was donated land by rich people, and it was supposed to be free for all the poor and everybody to come and visit. Well, suddenly the fees started, and now stand back. What is it, over $7 now, huh?
$7 just to drive around.
Wow.
So that's and you don't know it till you get quite a ways into the park.
Then they grab you and say, hey.
Well, we just did a turnaround and came out, but nevertheless, it was kind of a shock. Anyhow, so enough on that, and wonderful job, and keep it up, keep the good work up, and
we'll continue having Mary Ann,
thank you so much. I will convey your regards to the staff, because they just do a fantastic job.
Yes, they do.
Thank you. We're with Mary Ann Spanos, Office of the Aging, and she is, even though she sounds like she's Italian, she's actually Greek. And,
no, I'm Polish and Italian. My husband is Greek.
Oh, your husband is Greek. Okay, all right. Now, I wanted to still ask you, how did the Wasu
the Yasu Festival?
Festival go?
It went fabulous, and the kids did a great job dancing. There was a lot of food. We sold out a Greek beer. Actually, the Southern Tier Brewery makes a Yasu beer for us every year now. Huh? Yep. Yasu Festival beer, so that was wonderful.
So they use olive oil in, or what's the difference between a Greek beer and...
That's a secret. We can't
you can't tell about it.
But you can only get the Yasu Festival beer at Yasu.
And you have this festival every year, right?
Every year on
Where is it?
Father's Day weekend
Father's
at the
Day
little
weekend.
church in Jamestown called St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church. It's over by the old General Hospital. If you go up the brick road in front of the old General Hospital or Jones Hill, at the top of the brick road is our little St. Nicholas Church. And we put up a huge tent, and it's a lot of fun.
Millions of people.
And it's really the main support for our, we have, not a lot of families, about 100 families at the church. So this is the main support for our church every year.
Did you make some of your famous Slovaki?
My husband makes the souvlaki. I
Oh.
make pasticcio.
That's Italian.
No,
No?
pasticcio is like a Greek lasagna. It has noodles on the bottom, and it has a meat layer in the middle, and then kind of like a bechamel sauce that you add eggs
White
and
sauce.
cheese to, and it puffs up on the top, and it's quite delicious. If I
What's
do
it called again?
Pasticcio.
And it's strictly it's a Greek
It's-
food, huh?
Yep.
Sounds like
It's all-
pasticcio. Sounds like they're trying to emulate the Italians, Marianne.
Well, hey, we're all neighbors there, you know. My mother says there are nicer Greek ruins in Sicily than there are in Greece, so I think we're all related.
Well, you know, the Acropolis and all these beautiful things are still there, but they're rotting. The acid in the air is really attacking them, so they're really quite worried about them.
Well, they're doing a lot to preserve them. So I've been back we're going back again,
Oh, yeah?
but they're doing a lot to preserve the Acropolis. They have a new museum in Athens that is just gorgeous. It's a little scary for me. I don't like heights, and they have all these glass floors because underneath the new museum are the old baths of
I remember this,
Athens.
yeah.
And so if you're up on the fourth floor, they have a glass floor all the way to the basement. And I have a hard time walking across the glass floor because I'm nervous about the height.
And also, if you kind of slide across it in the winter, you can build up a magnificent charge. Then you go touch somebody's ear, or you just go an inch from the ear, and you get this jolt.
But,
we used to do that in the Westfield Library, which is built like an old Greek building, and the upstairs floor was glass. And the kids had a ball with it, in the winter especially. Marianne Spanos, back to business. We were talking about the Office for Aging somewhere back there, weren't we? And you were saying that most of your funding comes in from other foreign sources, and you get all kinds of matched funding, right?
No, we get funds, actually two ways funding usually comes into the Office for the Aging. The bulk of our funding, we were established by the Older Americans Act, which is up for reauthorization. That established the offices, it established the Administration on Aging, and then the state offices for the aging and the local, what they call area agencies on aging. That's our federal designation. So some of our funding comes from the federal government that way. Others goes from the federal government to the state and then to the Office for the Aging through our state Office for the Aging. And then we do also go after local grants. Sometimes the Community Foundation here locally gives us money to do certain things. They give us something every year for our picnic to help with transportation
Yeah, I was going to
there.
ask. I'm sure they help out there.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they give us last resort funding for people who, when we see there's a big need for people to have repairs to their homes, like emergency repairs, we can get that from some of the local foundations. But for all of our federal and state funding, we have to provide, the county has to provide some local match. And that's the only thing that comes out of local, your property taxes and your sales tax that you pay here. The county funding to the Office for the Aging is $770,000.
And what's your overall budget?
This year it will be close to $4.8 million.
So we put in a fraction of that, right?
We put in about 16%. Last year it was 18%. The year before that it was 20%. So we've been, the staff and I have been slowly working on reducing the local share cost by finding other sources of revenue for our office. We started a new project with the Doyle Medical Monitoring called Chautauqua Personal Monitoring Program. You know, the Lifeline, that button, I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, we used to get it through Lifeline, and it was very expensive. And so we went out to bid on that, and we found a company out of Rochester. And it was a significant reduction in what we were paying. We buy 400 units for our program for people who Office for the Aging shares in the cost. Well, there were still a lot of people on the wait list, and if they had to go privately to Lifeline or to another company to buy this service, it was costing them between $30 and $40 a month.
Which is horrendous.
So
I mean, that's half $1,000 a year.
Right. So we said, you know what? We have some buying power here.
Sure.
We will buy more units, and we will bill the people $25 a month. So they can come through the Office for the Aging if they can pay the whole cost, because we only have so many subsidized units that we have money for. But if they're willing to pay the whole cost, we'll give them a we'll give them a discounted rate of $25. Right. So
That's
that
wonderful.
has, because we have to do the billing in that, it brings in a little bit of money for us that we then pour right back into our program.
Okay. Marianne, I just got this signal. You know what that means?
Yeah.
We're out of here. I want to give you just 30 seconds to kind of wind up, because it's been a nice, informative program.
Well, I hope people will keep contacting their local legislators and their federal legislators that say that we need to be responsible about the government. We need to get inside the programs, see where waste is, see where the good programs are that are keeping people independent. We can't do cross-the-board cuts, but we do need to revamp the program. So you're calling your legislators, calling your state senators and congressional representatives is really key right now. I know they've passed some things in the budget, but there's still other things to come, and we have to make them aware of what's working and what's not.
Okay.
So, and always come to the Office for the Aging. Call us if you need something. We are there for you. Your taxes pay for us. It's okay to call us and use us.
753-4471.
Exactly.
That's just my current age, 71.
Is it?
There you go. I won't be able to remember next year, though. I mean, in September. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Marianne, for coming in. We don't have time for any more calls. Sorry, caller. But she'll be back. You'll be back shortly, won't you?
I hope so.
I'll be back. Okay, there you go.
We're not going to emulate that guy. He's off my list.
He's off your list. Yeah, he's had a little problem there, hasn't he? Bye-bye wife. Bye-bye wife.
Well, good for her.
She ran on him. She said, "You're finished, buddy. You can't just do that. All this nonsense." And the governor. And then there's Spencer. Holy, what's going on with our governors?
I'm not going there.
What's going on with our governors?
I'm not going there. We need more women in.
Yeah, I guess so. They don't seem to cheat as much. Okay, Chuck, Kelsey, I want to thank you and all the people that called in and anybody else out there watching, and have a wonderful time at the senior picnic on August 12th. If you bought your ticket. If you didn't, you're out of luck. We warned them, though, just several times. I want to thank Chuck Kelsey. I want to thank Devin Taylor. I want to thank Chris Burt, Randy Burt, Chris Ramaker, Jeff Zook, Don Zenz, John Hambles, and occasionally Dan Berg. May all of you have a wonderful time. Go to the Civil War reenactment. Watch them shooting at each other and having a great time. Go to the tents, see how they set them up, the dinners, the pots, the food. Everything's wonderful. That's in Westfield today, the 6th and 7th of August. May all that is proud and true and noble abide with you. I'm Reed Powers.